Welcome to the first ever 49ers Unscripted presented by Microsoft Surface. I'm Kiana Martin. I'm excited to be joined in our very first podcast with 49ers new left tackle, Trent Williams. Trent, how's it going? Better yet, I have a better question. How did it feel to be back on the field on Sunday?
It felt great. It felt like a dream come true. Like what I've been waiting on for about 18 months. And, wish we could have got the W, but all in all, it did feel good being back out there.
Okay, so I'm going to jump right into the obvious here. I want to talk about your viral moment. How soon after the game did you know that your play went viral?
I don't even know. I just checked my messages and my cousin sent me a picture. I think it may have been off Twitter or something, and I seen it had like a 1.2 million views, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that went viral. So that was before I checked any social media sites. So that's kind of how I found out.
Okay, so for those that are listening and didn't see it, okay, you see Trent at the line of scrimmage. He flies off the line of scrimmage. That was the Kittle run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bulldoze Cardinals linebacker Jordan Hicks, flattened him, pancaked him. The highlight caught steam, garnered, I think now we're about 2 million views, maybe more. Trent, I just want to let you know that is somebody's son that you did that to.
Yeah, I know. It's, football is a tough sport.
That is very, very true. True indeed. So you said you got a message from your cousin. What was the reaction from your friends, your family, teammates, players around the league after seeing that play? I'm very interested in case you can't tell.
Yeah, everybody was just kind of, blown away, I guess. And they, most of all, just happy to see me back to being my regular self. So, everybody was happy for me. Obviously, like I said, it didn't feel that good because we lost. But, it's cool to, as a lineman, to make a splash play and you ain't got the ball and nothing like that. And everybody noticed it. So, for us, we don't get a lot of credit. So I can say it felt good, but it would have felt better to win.
I totally agree. But you said, you guys don't get a lot of credit. How do you feel about that? I feel like the O-line deserves much more credit than they actually get. You guys are doing the hard work up there.
Yeah. No, our job is definitely one of the harder jobs on the field, but this is what it is. It's a selfless position. You got to be a selfless player to kind of excel at that position. You're not going to get a bunch of fame, and you're not going to get a bunch of glory, but it takes 5 guys, and they're all working for one goal, and that's protect the ball, protect the quarterback, and you get a lot of satisfaction in that.
All right. So I remember earlier this offseason, you were talking about, having to knock the rust off. And you said that rust isn't just physical, it's also mental. But we saw when you came into training camp and we're like, okay, we're trying to figure out what this rust is. And then we see you on Sunday and we're like, okay, maybe he's talking about rust on his cleats. We don't know what he's talking about. But I'm not sure if you're into analytics, but you were the team's highest graded player on Sunday. What was your assessment of your own personal performance?
I thought I played well. There was a couple of plays I wanted back. But yeah, I did the way Coach Shanahan ran camp, and me just being fortunate to go against a bunch of great D linemen in-house. I was able to kind of knock a lot of the rust off during training camp and during the practices during the week. When it got to the game, it was all nerves, and I had a tough time keeping my nerves in check, but after that first initial play, it all kind of went back to as I remembered it.
I was going to ask you, you talked about that. It's those nerves. You're anxious to get out there on the field. And so are you telling me it took just about one snap and you're like, all right, I got this?
Yeah, but that's the end of it. I ain't talking about Thursday and Friday where I'm like having full out panic attacks, just trying to think about how Sunday is going to be. And, so it was a tough week for me to get through, and I'm glad I got through it.
So now with your game behind you, your first game as a 49er, your first game back, what's your mindset? Just Trent Williams' mindset going into week 2?
I just want to be consistent. I want to be a very consistent player. I want to, just dominate my position, dominate my assignment. And for me, that's every year in and year out. That's my focus. And I think it's one of the harder things to do in football is to play consistently good football because the league is so good. So many people study you, even when you're playing well, when you're playing bad. Everybody knows, the eye in the sky don't lie. So it's extremely tough to continue to play consistent, and that's my goal.
Your response prompted me to ask this. Who would you say would be one of the toughest guys off the edge you faced?
Generally it's Von Miller. I think he presents a ton of issues for any tackle. But Chandler Jones, lately here has been the hardest guy to kind of keep contained. I mean, he literally has it all. He has everything. If you build a pass rusher in the lab, he would come out looking like Chandler Jones. So he's definitely one of the harder players to block in this league. And, unlucky for us, we got him twice a year.
Yeah, we'll get him twice a year. But now if you've had one of the hardest in week 1, it's only up from here, right?
That's what you would think. But, football definitely doesn't go as we expected all the time. We know it's a game that throws a lot of curveballs at you. So I know the Jets will be geared up, ready to come after the things they've seen on tape. And I honestly see this as being just as hard a game as it was last week.